Hi, this is Scott with the Hollinger Team. Thanks for tuning in for another one of our rival marketing-driven video blogs. That the topic that we have this week is, or this particular episode, is our second quarter or mid-year waterfront market report. And I have Mark that's going to help facilitate our broadcast today. And this is a little bit of a different turn. We're doing Facebook Live. So we're going to do a Facebook Live on the mid-year waterfront market report.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on, Scott. I'm excited to try out this new format with you. But yeah, we're going to talk about the waterfront market. And what I'd like to know from you is, what are the trends and the overall activity you're seeing in the area as a whole?
Well, overall, first off, just a snapshot of the MLS total. We have this year, we've got 1,455 reported sales in our multiple list so far this year, compared to 1,404 for last year. So real close to the same, about 3.6% more transactions this year than last year. And it was about the same from the year before that. So we're seeing kind of a steady 3.5-ish% growth in our area in the number of transactions. I'm not talking average sales price or anything like that, because you need to kind of get down into certain price ranges and see what's happening in certain price ranges. We have little segments that are super hot and other segments that are kind of a little bit flat.
Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit. What are the areas that you're seeing? Can you break it down by certain lakes around the waterfront?
Yeah. Starting out with the largest one and really the one with the most lake, and I'll just kind of go through those. We've got 117 homes for sale currently, which is real close to what we had this time last year. It's within just 4 or 5 homes, so pretty similar as far as what's available on the market. There's been 18 closed transactions as of the noon for this year. 18 this year, 21 last year, so down a tiny bit. But I also would add that there's 9 pending sales, so pretty strong there. Of the closed, there were the pending. There's interesting thing here. Of the pending sales, there is only one right now that's over $1 million pending. So that $1 million plus range, where there's probably about 60 homes for sale, only has one pending. So that's one of those parts of the market that I was talking about that's really flat. There were 2 that have closed so far this year, over millions, but again, and that compares with last year. We had I had mentioned already, we had the 21 closed transactions. On the vacant side, that's really jumped up. It's quite a bit stronger. There's 53 vacant properties for sale on the lake. 10 have closed, compared with last year at 6. So quite a few more, not quite double, and there's 1 pending there. So roughly the double in the vacant land category. And lastly, the one that we've started in the last, I think probably 2 years reporting, was the condominium sales, because that's become such a large portion. There's been 14 closed condominium sales this year, which, if we compared the 18 home sales, very, very close in each other in the level of activity. 12 sold last year, so a little bit of an increase. There's 2 pending condominium sales on Flathead Lake. Yeah, Swan Lake has probably more homes for sale this year than in past. There's 13 currently on the market, and I think that's up a fair amount from in the past. There's 3 that have closed, one of them over $1 million. So, and there's 1 pending that's also over $1 million. So there's been some pretty good activity there. The 3 that sold this year compares to 2 the year before. So never really huge numbers. It's hard to, draw a trend from simply those sales, other than to say on a percentage of those that are currently on the market and the number that are sold. We'll have, if the trend continues, we'll have 6 sales at the end of the year, and we'll have roughly 10 left over. So roughly about a 2-year absorption on homes on the lake. Vacant land, there's 6 for sale. There's 2 closed, which compares to no sales in this time period in 2017. So the land sales have done pretty well there. There's no pending sales, but that part was good. Swan Lake is continuing to draw some good attention, quite a few showings, and I think we'll probably see a handful of other home sales on Swan, and I think they'll probably be over that $1 million mark. There are not very many homes on Swan available under $1 million. I think there's only 2.
Gotcha. All right. So are there any other areas that the viewers would benefit from learning about?
Well, just going north from Bigfork here, we've got Echo Lake and Lake Blaine, and right now on those 2 lakes combined, there's 6 homes for sale. There's been 3 sales compared to last year. This time there hadn't been any sales, so there's been some good activity. One of them was over $1 million, so again, some kind of high dollar stuff going on there. No pending sales at this time. On the vacant side, there's 7 vacant properties for sales. Some of them tend to be kind of high ticket, so we'll probably see those numbers stay for sale for a while just because the absorption in that price range is slower. There's been 3 closed waterfront sales. No pending on either the residential or the vacant land in either of those lakes at this time. Lastly, I kind of lump them together, the 3 lakes west of Kalispell, Ashley, Bitterroot, McGregor. They tend to be pretty similar in price. They're all same elevation. They're about 1,000 feet higher than the valley floor here, so a little bit different climate also. But out on on those 3 lakes, there's 9 active homes for sale right now. 5 of them are on Ashley, 3 on Bitterroot, and 4 on McGregor. There's been 5 sales, so it's actually been, relatively speaking, if you look at 9 active and 5 closed so far, it's been a pretty good pace. If the year ends with 10 home sales and 4 homes left over, it's going to be kind of slim pickings out there for homes out there. Of the 5 sales, there were 2 on Ashley, 2 on Bitterroot, and 1 on McGregor in this first 6 months. And there are 3 pending sales out there. Vacant, there's an abundance of vacant properties out there. There's 19 vacant lots for sale out there. There's been 3 sales, and that compares with 3 sales a year before, so pretty similar. Still quite a few that's available. Of those 19 that are active, 4 are on Ashley, 6 on Bitterroot, and 9 on McGregor. And I think McGregor's held pretty steady at 9 vacant land offerings for quite a while. That's a wrap up. I wouldn't say overall there's been a huge surge in activity and sales, but it's been a really good, healthy, steady growth. And those areas that look a little bit flat, I think, are going to fill in when summer hits.
Okay, great. So nice little snapshot of the market here as we're moving into the second half of the year. Is there anything else that you think viewers who are maybe thinking about buying or selling around this time would need to know?
No, I think the only thing that I would say is that if you look at the prices of the sales that we've been seeing on all of the lakes, is the lower priced properties are tending to be bought up, and they're not being replaced by very many new listings in those same price ranges. Are tending to be higher ones, and so if somebody's looking to get a toehold on the lake, now is a great time to buy. There's some really good initial offerings out there, but not a bunch of them, only a few. And we've had some people that have so far this year wanted to buy some and they got beat out on it. So that's the only thing, is our market has shifted certainly from in that price range from a buyer's market more to a seller's market.
All right. That's a lot of great information there. I appreciate you joining me, Scott, and then everybody else joining. We'll go ahead and close it out here. But if you have any questions, again, Scott, if you want to leave your contact information, we can end it from there.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in for another one of the Hollinger Team video blogs on the second quarter market update. We have some other good videos planned coming up, and thank you for sending in good questions or contacting me with topics that sound interesting or some things that you'd like to more about, and appreciate you tuning in.